Today, we are here in far eastern Oklahoma visiting the home of one of the winners of the Oklahoma Garden Contest. This is the home of Nan Mills. Hi, Nan.
Hi.
Welcome to the program.
Thanks.
You have a beautiful place here. And like I said, we are very far eastern Oklahoma. How far are we from Arkansas right here?
About 6 or 7 miles from the border.
Okay, about pretty much straight east from Tulsa.
Yep.
Yeah, just over here close to Arkansas.
Yep.
And I can tell that you've been busy the 12 years you've lived here.
Yes.
Okay, done lots of beds, lots of plantings, lots of garden projects, and I love all of these big island beds in front of your home here, all these big borders. And I've noticed you've created raised beds. How did you get those started?
I brought in some soil, and most of it was wood chips or a lot of organic matter. And over the years, I just keep piling more and piling more on there. And I hate fertilizing with Miracle Grow, so I use composted manures from animals,
Okay.
from the local neighbors.
All right.
And I just build it up every year.
Okay, lots of organic matter. I love raised beds because it gives you that opportunity to create your own soil.
Yes.
And you've got quite a mix of plants in here. I love all the perennials and the tall phlox here. This has got to be one of your favorites.
Yes, it is. I love the way it brings in the butterflies, and the bloom lasts for months.
It smells delicious.
It does.
Yeah. Well, I was noticing that you have a lot of plants for butterflies. You have some rue plant.
Yes, I try to grow plants for them to lay their eggs on and plants for them to eat once they are turned into a butterfly.
That is a great butterfly gardener.
Yes, I love
Plants
butterflies.
for the adults to nectar on, and then also those host plants
Yes.
for the larva.
Yes.
And we've got a swallowtail larva feeding on the
Yes.
the rue plant over in that part of your garden, and great to see those butterflies.
Yes, I love watching them in the mornings especially.
Well, Nan, there's a really cool perennial over in this part of the garden, this Japanese anemone. How long has this been here?
It's been there about 6 years.
About 6 years. And this was one plant that kind of spread a bit?
Oh yes, it's taken quite a while for it to spread. It was just a small clump, and it's a long time, and the blister beetles really like to eat them.
Oh no.
This year they haven't touched them, but I usually have to hurry up and spray them or they'll just annihilate and I won't have any flowers.
All right, well they've got great flowers, and I can see lots of flower buds getting ready to come on.
Yep.
And over in this small little round bed, you've got a neat little plant that's mostly green, got a little bit of red on it.
Yep, a wild poinsettia.
Wild poinsettia, one of our Oklahoma native annuals. So those just kind of come up here and there?
Yeah, I had visited an elderly lady that had a serious cactus that she wanted to show me it blooming, and I know she had those in her garden, and so I took a couple of the small plants, brought them home, and she said, be careful, they can be a weed. She's not lying.
Okay, so they pop up here and there.
Everywhere.
Well, it sounds like you're very successful in your plant propagation. I noticed a couple of oak leaf hydrangeas over here on the side of your home. How did those get to be there?
I was helping a lady with her landscaping, and her bushes were getting too big and carried away, and I crawled underneath to see what was going on, and her previous person had put mulch over some branches that were laying on the ground, so they had set out roots, and I said, you want me to cut them off down here? And she said, sure, throw them away. I said, no, I'll take them home. Wow,
they've turned into some very beautiful plants.
Yes, they are.
All right, and you also like succulents?
Yes, they're so easy to take care of, especially when we had drought here a lot, and they just intrigued me that their little thick leaves could hold so much and take so much stress, and all these other plants, I'm draining my wells trying to keep them alive.
Those succulents definitely are tough. I love the garden you have over there with the antiques and all of that stuff.
Yep, I love it. It's just every garden is like a different room on the property.
It really is. It's quite amazing. Well, I noticed you have some vegetables and herbs over in another part of the garden. Let's go take a look at that.
Okay.
Nan, I love seeing a huge vegetable garden. You've got vegetables, you've got some herbs, and all kinds of things planted in this area. And this is a very interesting herb right here in the center. What do we got there?
That's stevia.
The stevia plant?
The stevia sugar plant, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I love teaching kids to taste that, and they just love that. It's sugar. It's like, wow.
That sweet taste.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I noticed you got some echinaceas here, maybe kind of like an herbal type garden.
Yeah, I was trying to do medicinal herbs, and herbs for cooking. So I did this side of the garden this year with just that in mind, and they're growing really well. This is the Back to Eden gardening, where you put in about 6 inches of mulch. I do have drip tape down underneath of it, but I haven't used it this year. But it's to conserve on weeding and moisture in the ground.
All right, always great to keep those weeds down. And yes, lucky this year we've had plenty of rain to keep everything growing really well. Your tomato cages, I think, are the best way to grow those tomatoes, those indeterminate type tomatoes here in Oklahoma. I love the concrete reinforcing wire cages. And you have a way of anchoring those?
This year I ran out of time, so I just used brick, but usually I use a 3-foot piece of rebar and bend it into a candy cane, then snub it up next to one of the loops in there and pound it down until it grabs a hold of it, because we get thermal bursts through here that'll lay those over in no time at all.
Okay, those winds will kind of knock them down if they're not anchored very well.
Yep.
All right. Well, in another part of your garden, you have some elderberries. Are those wild elderberries?
No, I ordered those about 8 years ago, and I use them for making jellies and wine.
Okay. All right. And usually you get quite a few berries, but
yeah.
Not this year?
Not this year. I went out there and was wondering what was going on with my plants. The branches were all broken, and the corn in here was all ate up, and I had coons on the property.
Oh, wow. So the coons got to the elderberries
Yes, I
this year.
didn't get any elderberries this year.
That's too bad. Well, Nan, I noticed in the corner of the garden over here, you've looks like you've kind of cleared it out and got some gourds growing. What's going on in that part of the garden?
I designated that part of the garden for my son and his family. They live in Rogers, and they come out here once a week, and they're teaching my grandkids, 3 kids, how to garden, and they're growing gourds so they can make birdhouses later.
Awesome. All right. Get those young people started early.
Oh, yes. They were just out here and were picking tomatoes yesterday, and some of the tomatoes were in a food fight.
All right. Lots of fun in a garden.
Yeah.
Well, Nan, I think your garden is beautiful. Definitely well worth coming over here and taking a look at all the stuff you've got planted, and I think you're an outstanding gardener. Thank you for being on the program.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.